guys, good day to you. Alfonso the Realtor here with eXp Realty. If this is your first time visiting my channel and you want to know more about the great things that San Antonio has to offer, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's great to see so many messages coming from folks just like you that are contemplating a move to the Alamo City. So if you're thinking about moving here, please give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. I would love to work with you. I would love to set up a time to discuss your needs, wants, and desires in real estate. There are some major economic factors that are driving our current real estate economy, so let's take a look at some of them. Let's look at supply and demand. Based on the latest figures available, there's only 1.6 months left of inventory. That means that if no other properties came on the market after today, everything sitting on the market would be gone in 1.6 months. That's unbelievable, right? A normal healthy market would have about 6 months of inventory. This means that the rising home prices that you've seen will likely continue. One important thing to notice here about San Antonio locals is that they're thinking twice about selling their homes. While they will make a significant profit at the sale of the property, they're thinking, where am I going to move next? What can I afford? So that's why buyers will have to rely heavily on builders to provide new construction as inventory. Builders are still struggling to cope with issues such as price increases in material as well as labor shortages. You're looking at waiting 8 to 10 months for a new construction to be completed. As a result of all this volatility, we will also continue to see a rise in the cost of new builds. Keep in mind, we are one of the most affordable housing markets in Texas when compared to places like Dallas, Austin, and Houston. People are looking for a city with affordable housing, a strong job market, and low taxes. Plus, San Antonio gives you a certain vibe that you really can't find anywhere else. There are all sorts of people moving to San Antonio, from young professionals looking to start their career, to older folks looking to retire in nice weather, to families looking for an affordable place to raise their kids. There continues to be a lot of competition for buyers. Now, let's take a look at interest rates. Even if you're a cash buyer, it's still important to know how interest rates are affecting the price of property. Interest rates are scheduled to go up by as much as 1 percentage point this year. This will be done to combat the rising inflation. How will this affect demand in the real estate market, you may ask? Well, historically, low rates will continue to push demand as buyers realize it is more expensive to wait as home prices and interest rates are rising. Now, that being said, there are a lot of advantages to purchasing a home rather than renting. In some cases, you are seeing multiple generations of families moving from out of state to Texas. This is especially prevalent in the West Coast. So if you're a buyer, you may be asking yourself, how can I even compete in this hectic housing market? Well, I have some tips for you. Tip number 1 is to get ready. You need a pre-approval letter, not just a pre-qualification letter. Make sure you're ready with your closing cost funds, your down payment, and any cash reserves that you have just in case you need them. Make sure to convince the seller and the listing agent of how amazing of a buyer you are. If you really want to go above and beyond with a personal touch, you could record a YouTube video with your family and send it to the seller, explaining how you would take care of their home, what your family would do in the property. That would be a great personal touch. Before you even start looking at potential properties, make sure to get your realtor and your lender on the same page. Tip number 2, you might want to look at new construction. Builders are streamlining their processes, and instead of offering custom built homes, they're building spec homes and choosing where they go. This way, they can control the timetable and the prices. At least you can secure a property this way, and that's half the battle. The inventory and builder incentives make new construction very appealing to new buyers. There's no bidding wars to stress over, and you can also enjoy appreciation. In some parts of San Antonio, you can see as much as a 20% appreciation in the past year. Think about it. When you move in, your home will be worth more than when you bought it. Do not try entering the world of new construction without a realtor. It doesn't cost you anything, as builders will pay the realtor fees. There are a lot of incentives and new constructions that you could potentially miss out on if you didn't have a boots on the ground agent that could keep you updated. Tip number 3 is get creative with your offers. There are various ways to make your offer more appealing to the seller. Let me give you an example of how I get creative. The initial phone call to the listing agent is very important. You can use it to build rapport and figure out what it's going to take to get your offer accepted. Some things might shock you. Sometimes it's about time or money, but other times it's about staying in the home after closing for a certain amount of time and paying rent. There are times when it doesn't even have to do with money. You'd be surprised. The idea is to find the seller's motivation and create a win-win situation for both parties. Tip number 4 is don't give up, especially for my new buyers out there. Rental rates are continuing to rise, so keep that in mind. And buying a home is still one of the biggest and safest investments you will ever make. Rising prices and competition from investors will make it a little bit more difficult, but in my opinion, what's more difficult is to know that buyers could have bought last year but didn't because they were too afraid because of other market factors and now are facing higher prices and higher interest rates. Waiting will cost you time and money. Prices will level off once again. The problem is that no one knows when. So it's better to take advantage of the conditions that we have now before it's too late and prices will rise.